Martin from the Philippines. We're here in Real Talk Lifeline. So let's get to this live. This is scheduled. So this is called Boom, How to Make a Vision Board. So in this live, this was inspired from actually a recent event. I was a guest speaker last Saturday, and I was asked to share my personal vision board. So it was very short, like just a few minutes, and it was like a 1 to 2 hour session. So I'll just share very quickly my part on how to make a vision board. And I'll do that by sharing my personal life example. So let's get to it, how to make a vision board. I'll jump right into it. And here we go. I'll just do it through history and personal sharing. So here, I'm just going to flip up a slide. I'm going to share my screen. Here we go. Boom. So if you guys can see this vision board, how it all began is it started with just this. Let me go full screen. Boom. Here it started with just this one. 2015. So I became a life insurance agent November 2014. Every January, so the manager asks us to make a dream board or a vision board. So sometimes it's also known as a goal board. So dream board in my case, vision board, that's the topic today. It started with just a blank canvas. So what do you mean? I was asked to make a dream board or a vision board, and in 2015, my answer was I don't have any dreams. So later on, it hit me harder because I wasn't really thinking, I wasn't really taking it too seriously. So a year later, I literally got this illustration board, the biggest size you can get. And then some of you might already see behind me, up there is the most recent version of it. So for those who've actually seen it already, it's up there in my cover photo. I've personally shared it with some of you. It wasn't like that. So what was it like when I started? So 2016, what happened was, all right, I'm sharing with you the process of how I went through it. Because some of you actually went through a workshop of how to do it. This is organically just the way I walked through it, or I just figured it out on my own. So I started to put their pictures literally of like people get them from magazines. Sometimes you cut them out creatively. I just printed them on bond papers. You could see here in the picture. Uh, they were printed on 8.5 by 11 bond paper. Pictures from Google, pictures from the computer, whatever I can get. So you can see there, it's kind of shaped like a letter T. I added one thing in the lower left related to my career. So MDRT or Million Dollar Round Table. Now, some of you might ask, okay, I'm going to start with my version one, just like Martin over here. What happens if I actually achieve my dream, or do vision boards even work at all? So moving forward, this is 2016, my version. This one is like the evolution, or this was as of Feb 2019, I believe, early 2019. So you might notice certain things posted on the dream board now. So let's say for work, my career, MDRT, Million Dollar Round Table. Every year I achieved it. So Million Dollar Round Table it's like the top 2% um, of financial professionals all over the world. So it's not limited to the Philippines only. People who are financial advisors, they're familiar. You may have heard of Million Dollar Roundtable already. So originated in the US, United States, I believe. So top 2% financial professionals all over the world. Every time I qualify that year, I put a sticker. So let's say 2016, 2017, another one, 2018. For me, these are it's proof or it's a mark, like achievement unlocked, that I actually did achieve the dream. Now, why am I putting stickers there? People might say, don't you just take it off? $1 million round table is kind of a life achievement, or a way of life, I would say. Because if you do 10 years, they call that life member. Then you think that's it, right? If you do 25 years, they call that quarter century member. So it's also a standard, like a minimum standard, I believe, when I met these people and I discovered it existed, that I really wanted to keep in my life. Those are the kind of dreams uh, I I love. So this is as of 2019. Is that it? Is that the end of it all? This one, I believe, it's as the years progressed. I think this is 2020, around that time. So you might notice from 2019, stuff have been added. Like, oh, you could add, let's say, so the money part, you're starting to see more specifics, like a number for the right side for relationships, which I wasn't open to. So it's another long story, but I started to open up more to it. You see more. And again, more specifically, if you look at one part there, it's the love languages. I even encircled the one that I wanted. So let's say physical touch. If you want acts of service, check it. If you want quality time, you could check it like that. So whichever love language that you want in your life. The one big thing I added here in 2020, I believe, from the previous 2019 version is my mission. So it's right there, smack in the center. I took this seminar called Mission to Millions, part of this T. Harv Eker Quantum Leap program. And January 2019, I discovered what my mission was in life, mission or purpose. So you could see right there in the middle, to help people not give up on life. This is why I made Real Talk Lifeline also. So I only added a mission. This is the 2020 version. I started this in 2016. So when you make a dream board, a vision board, a goal board, whatever you want to call it doesn't have to be perfect from version one. That's the thing I want to share here. And the specifics, they start, you can put them like exact numbers or specific things that you want even more as it progresses. So this one I believe is 2021 or 2022, I think. So you could see it's evolving even further. I think this was 2023 already. Like this is getting very um updated already, very close to the dream board right behind me. So back forward, I think this is 2023. Well, this one is 2023, sorry. So 2022, 2021, 2020, correct. Yeah. So 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, and just this month, 2024, I made my most recent version, which is boom, this. So this is the most updated and recent vision board or dream board, you want to call it. And you can see the difference. So, what was the difference of last year? This one. And then this year, 2024. So, you could pause those watching the live. Don't worry. So, here's one more back, 2023. Most recent, boom, 2024. Watching the replay, you can always just pause the video and backtrack on it. So the difference here now you see in the latest version is you might also start to see specific, not just numbers, things I wrote there, but also dates. So there's one date here in this lower center part, like center lower right part, where this part you can see over here. I put there a goal of net worth, and my deadline was 2025. So why does it help to start being more specific and start putting numbers and putting a date? So it starts to get more real. And people will say, how would you achieve that, Martin? Because I got that question in last Saturday when I was a guest speaker sharing my vision board. As you saw, as I was progressing from 2016, 2019, 20, 21, 22, 23 to this year, today, 2024, it started evolving. So over here, for example, I put here in my money or financial goal, it's more of financial freedom, something sustainable. But I also put a target, which I updated this year. So that one is my cash flow fund, or it's like a financial, it's the golden goose, in other words, for people who follow and are learning also the money mindset part of Real Talk Lifeline. So this goal is passive income that will keep generating, let's say, 1% every quarter, 4%, maybe up to 6% every year, and it will provide enough money to cover my expenses, essentials, and lifestyle expenses. That's the goal. So there's a specific number here too. Now the vehicle, let's say the cash flow fund, or let's say a REIT, the Ayala, a REIT is real estate investment trust. So that was launched just a few years ago. So it was, again, when I started my dream board in 2016, that didn't even exist yet. I only learned about the cash flow fund over here in the bottom center. I only learned that in 2019 from a client. So imagine I'm a financial advisor, $1 million roundtable. In all humility, I learned that cash flow fund when a client asked me about it, and then encouraged me to even teach them about the product and sell it to them. So I was like, this is good. I'm learning from my client. So I'm going to stop the screen sharing. You can always rewind it back to this. And super quick, I'm going to just check the live comments over here. So Mavic, thank you for sharing. You said this is proven. So the topic is vision boards. Thank you for sharing that it is proven also in your life. I'm going to show another one here. Tony is actually a life coach also. So thank you for the comment, for supporting the live too, passing by. Great vision board, Coach Martin. So thank you, Tony. Um, Life coach actually. She's a life coach. So Coach Tony. Uh, really good encounter with her when we did our ice bath training and processing. So vision boards, again, just want to keep this really short. If you have more questions, the final key points, just comment down below. I'll read it. I'll watch the replay. I'll reply to you. If you still feel like you want to go deeper and do one-on-one, like you want to make your own vision board or dream board, comment deep dive down below, and I will respond to you, and then I will help you with that. So we can do again one-on-one. We could do a group coaching, like a mastermind. Don't worry about it. Comment deep dive down below. So to end this vision board, how to make a vision board sharing, I shared with you my origin, meaning how it all started in 2015 with just a blank canvas illustration board, literally. Then I started to fill it up in 2016. So it became version 1, and then 2, and then 3, all the way up to version 2024 this year. So that's what I want to share with you. For those who don't have a vision board yet, and maybe you're a perfectionist like me, overthinker, right? All I ask is start with one, even just one picture, right? Like whatever it is, no judgment. Now the key here is it's also not forced. So it was tricky because I was asked to do it in work. But when it's done in a very supportive, encouraging, and open environment, even if it's not interconnected directly with work, business, whatever you're doing, but it's really what you want for yourself in your life. Deep down inside, it's the dream, it's the vision within you. Start with one. Someone asked me, do you get it in your dream? Like, if you believe in the Bible, Joseph the dreamer, yeah, like if that works for you. For me, I had a hard time. So I was just sharing with you over the years how I started and how I experimented and evolved over the years. And then the last tip is people will ask why I do it at all, right? And thank you again, Mavic, for sharing that it actually worked and it was proven in your life. All I could share are the ones that did happen for me, like $1 million round table. There are a few other ones that have manifested or come true. So why do it? I'll end with this one. What are the default thoughts, visions, or programming, your default habits every day? So I'm gonna just share based on my experience. If I don't have that dream board, my default thoughts, they're very cloudy, vague, like a leaf in the wind. When I attended a seminar, my self-talk is even, I shared this, it's I'm a worthless piece of shit. So if I'm left to my own thoughts, default thoughts, left to my own devices, that's all I'm gonna see. That's all I'm gonna think. That's all I'm gonna feel. So making a vision board is actually like reprogramming. It's like visual exercise that we do every day. So every time I look at it, right there, physical, like in the center of the room, I'm reminded. Now, some of you might say, what if I don't have a wall? I don't have an illustration board. I don't have paper. I'm always on my phone. I have an iPad. Put it as your wallpaper. I made it the wallpaper of my iPad and updated it this year. Last thing here, so I'm just gonna share my screen again one more time. Actually, it's one of the tabs here. So I'm just gonna load this up. So I'm gonna share with you to end this live a tab over here. Boom. So I just loaded up my Facebook profile. Some of you might notice because it's public, my cover photo. So every now and then you will see this. It is my dream board. So updated it to the latest version. So even though I'm not here physically in the room, I don't have the iPad, maybe I'm on the phone. This is a reminder. I'm gonna end with this, right? Like I shared, ever since I started from 2015. Why do it? I'm not that religious, but I learned this from Oprah Winfrey, who does it. Steve Harvey, maybe you know him, the comedian. He was like the host for Miss Universe, the one who made the mistake. But again, he recovered from that. Or more recently, there's another guy I learned who does it, Rob Deerdeck. So he was like a famous skateboarder before. Now he's a businessman, entrepreneur. So even in his 40s, a grown man, he still does the vision board. And I'll end with this. Steve Harvey shared this line. He said this he said this line from the Bible actually. So he said, you have not because you ask not. If we don't have a vision board or we don't ask, we're not going to get it. So we're not going to get anything. And another thing that hit me was this line from the Bible. He said, a man without a vision will perish. Again, man, woman, whoever you are, right? All it means is without a vision, we end up dying. Our soul, our spirit internally, and those who can relate, who have felt it, you get it. So you got to have a vision board. This is Steve Harvey who said this. You got to have a vision board, and it's got to be written down. You know why? Because that's a scripture too. It says, write the vision and make it plain so that he who reads it will run to it. And even though it tarry, that means takes a long time, wait for it, for surely it will come at an appointed time. So I'd like to end this session, this vision board thing. Again, if there's some parts that hit you, you could always rewind watching the replay. I shared my own personal vision board or dream board right here. If you have any questions, feel free to type them in the comments, those watching the live or the replay. If you feel stuck, you want to start your own vision board, you want some help with it, comment deep dive down below. I'll reach out to you and I'll be happy to help you. Thank you. I love you. And I will see you next time.